Hello, welcome back to Laura Floyd. Today I want to talk about Delusional Dave again. Also, before I get started, I want to apologize for my webcam. I'm not quite sure why my camera is not working. However, I will have it looked at later on in the week and maybe they can fix it. I mean, it is a $1,800 MacBook, so it should not be having these issues. Tonight is a lovely night. I am sitting out on my deck and I am recording this. This is for Dave from Seeking the Truth with Dave. I wanted to let him know that he is absolutely disgusting and disrespectful, and he just tells so many malicious lies, and I cannot wrap my head around it. I can't even get through the first 40 minutes of his videos. His voice goes through me like a lightning bolt. He's just absolutely disgusting. And anyone who can sit there and pay him money to listen and absorb his lies are absolutely insane. They have to be crazy or they have to be obsessed with Chris. Now, I know there are quite a few ladies out there who think Chris is like some kind of sex god, I mean, or some kind of god. I don't know why they think that. And when they feel that way, they, for some reason, they want to bash Shanann, and I don't understand it. Now, I also wanted to bring up that I like to call him Delusional Dave because let's face it, he tells so many lies he believes it himself. Fucking donkey is what he is. But I wanted to bring up the fact that everyone listening to him or his threesome buddy, Cindy Watts, which I call that one Psycho Cindy, she is such a fucking narcissist. And she's self absorbed, self centered, and selfish. She's all about her. I mean, I was listening to a phone call between she and Chris, okay? And she literally said, Chris, I don't care what you did. I don't care. Like, hello, are you home upstairs? You don't care that your son murdered your daughter in law and your granddaughters? Like, seriously, you don't care. I mean, how can he take accountability and tell the truth about every single detail that went on that night if you, as his mother, don't care to accept it? I mean, it's fucking crazy. I don't understand how a person can tell their son, who is sitting in prison for murdering his wife and children, his pregnant wife, I might add, and tell him I don't care what you did. I stand behind you. That's like saying, hey, Chris, I support you for what you did. I condone you killing them. I am in agreement to you murdering your wife. I mean, what in the fuck is wrong with you, Cindy? Like, honestly. And then we have Delusional Dave, who wants to say, oh, well, Chris is going to tell us something big. Chris is going to tell us this and Chris is going to tell us that, and I can't share it with you yet until I get the green light to do it. Dave, you're full of shit. Chris isn't going to say anything. I mean, I don't understand how people can hang on to your fucking lies and believe you after months and months and months of lying and saying, oh, well, Chris was talking on the phone and he told this and he told that. I mean, honestly, I don't understand how people can sit there and I will say, like, the first, like, I don't know, maybe month. I'll give it a month, okay? You say Chris is gonna call and tell something to his mother and to his father, and then they're going to tell me, and then I'm gonna release it to you. But I'm only gonna do it in Patreon, and you do that to make money. I mean, you can't afford to come to America, clearly. I mean, they paid your way last time. They're gonna pay your way again because you have a bunch of naive listeners. Listeners that don't understand truth and lie. I mean, let's be honest here. You don't know any more than what the next person does. And Cindy and Ronnie don't know any more than what they did by listening to the Wisconsin confession. Chris calls his parents so he can hear a friendly voice and get out of his head for a moment from being in his cell. Oh, that's it. He doesn't call them to say, hey, mommy, hey, daddy, I wanted to tell you, by the way, when I suffocated Bella, she pissed her pants. I forgot to tell that to the investigators. No, he does not do that. He calls to talk to his father about sports and how things are, how are they doing, how is his sister, things of that nature. And Cindy and Ronnie, they do pressure him, I'm sure, and ask him questions. And I guarantee you he does not answer those questions truthfully because Chris Watts is a fucking liar. He's a disgusting donkey, is what he is. Any man who can cheat on his wife and children and then turn around after being so disgraceful to them, and then turn around after cheating on them and treating them like trash, and then murder them. I'm sorry, he doesn't deserve the air he fucking breathes. Bottom line, he's a disgusting fucking pig. And Dave, I also wanted to come out and tell you this, okay? You so proudly wear that monster's jersey like it came off of fucking Tom Cruise or James Cameron, you know? I mean, you wear that jersey so proudly like he's your own son. I don't understand how you can say it's just a fucking jersey. Well, you're right. It is just a fucking jersey. A jersey from a murderer. And you wear that jersey to the grave of the children that he fucking murdered. You don't find that a bit disrespectful and disgusting? And if you don't, that would be almost like, gee, I don't know. Say your mom, your drunk mom. Say she was murdered by, oh, I don't know, your father, okay? And some schmuck like you come along and your grandmother, or I'm sorry, your father's grandmother gave the schmuck like you a jersey, and that schmuck wore the jersey to your mommy's grave. How would that make you feel? It's almost like a slap in the face, isn't it? How fucking disgusting can you be, Dave? Do you not have any respect for the dead? Do you not have any respect for yourself? I mean, you wear that jersey like it's fucking made of gold or something. I don't know. It's just weird. It's so weird. It is absolutely strange. It is weird. I don't understand it. And and it's okay. I mean, to each their own, but my goodness, it's just so fucking weird. And you have a very weird and odd relationship with the Watts. I mean, what's really going on there? Do you guys like make a sandwich naked in the bed? I mean, are you porking Cindy while Ronnie watches? I mean, that's how you guys act. It's so weird how you just dog out the entire family of the Rusek family, including their dead daughter. But you'll turn around and you'll lick the shit right off of Ronnie's asshole. I don't understand it. And then you say, well, they're victims. Well, that might be all true, but Dave, are you brain dead? Are you so fucking stupid that you can't understand the difference between losing a daughter and an unborn grandson, as well as two granddaughters, versus just losing two granddaughters? I mean, let's look at it this way, okay? You hate the Rusek family because they won't speak to you, right? I'm almost certain that is why you have a stick up your ass against them. And you can comment back and make a video and tag me in it. It doesn't matter to me. I'll tell you to your face. I'll meet you at the grave site in North Carolina when you come, and I'll tell you to your face. I don't care. But I'm almost certain it's because Frankie won't talk to you. And Sandy and Big Frank won't talk to you. That's the only reason why you went out of your way to raise money and to rush yourself to North Carolina and land yourself on the doorstep of the Watts clan. And you have just sucked their assholes from day one, and I don't understand it. And I'm almost positive it's because there's a little bit of threesome action going on there. Hmm. Anyway, like I was trying to get to, so let's just put yourself in the Rusek family position, all right, for just a moment now. And don't be biased because you suck Cindy and Ronnie and you guys make love to one another behind closed doors in North Carolina. So put all that to the side, okay? And just be yourself and put yourself outside of the situation of having that relationship that you have right now with Psycho Cindy and Rollover Ronnie, and put yourself in Frankie's position, Sandy's position, and Little Junior's position. Okay? And say for a moment that your mother was murdered, your sister was murdered, and I don't know, your father was murdered, okay? Now, every time you get on social media or like YouTube, TikTok, or whatever, and every time you log in, you see something about your family. I don't think you want to be reminded every single day about what happened. How are you going to heal? How are you going to move forward with your life if it's being tossed in your face at every corner on the internet? And then you say, stay off social media. Are you fucking serious, mate? Then you stay off social media. How about that? What's good for the goose is good for the gander, Dave. You know, that's an American quote there. But, you just don't care about how the Ruseks feel. You don't put yourself in their position. They lost over half of their family to a fucking disgusting murdering son of a bitch. Piece of shit, motherfucker. And I'm not sorry. Chris Watts is a fucking dog. He deserves to die. Bottom line. But anyway, put yourself there, okay? And and make sure now, make absolutely fucking sure that you think about this too. Have a Dave speaking about your family, calling your sister a whore, and then making fun of your mum saying, "Oh, she thinks she's a psychic," and then scrounge her voice down to where she's trying to sound like your mother, your drunk whore mother. Not very fair, is it, Dave? And you don't think you're a disgusting human being? A pathetic excuse for a man? Well, you are. You're fucking disgusting. I mean, if you honestly think about it, they get to hug their son. They get to see him on holidays, his birthday, their birthdays, Christmas, Thanksgiving, Easter, and whatever else holiday they might celebrate. They get to watch their son grow old. Shanann will be 34 years old for the rest of time. She will be frozen in time as 34 years old. Bella will be 4 forever. Cece will be 3 forever. Shanann will be 34 forever. But every year Chris gets to turn another year older. And his mom and dad get to go to the prison and hug him and smell him and see him and touch him and watch him grow old. What do the Ruseks have? They have photos, video of her being 34 years old, frozen in time. They never get to see Shanann grow old and turn gray-headed. They never get to see their daughter grow old. And you think that it's, I don't know, less fair to the Watts family? Because they weren't acknowledged right off Jump Street by Detective Rourke, or I'm sorry, what is he? Prosecuting attorney. Just because DA Rourke did not jump right off the broom and say, well, the Watts family are victims too, you make it seem like it's less fair. Well, it kind of is less fair, Dave, if you think about it. How would you feel if your daughter died at 25 years old by the hands of the man who was supposed to love her? And then his mother gets on social media saying that your daughter was a horrible person and made a smear campaign against your daughter. How would you feel, Dave? And be honest. I want you to be honest with yourself as well as your subscribers and your viewers and your supporters. How would you feel, Dave, if someone like you is constantly talking about your daughter the way that you talk about Shanann? How would you feel, Dave, if someone like you were speaking about you and your wife and your other children the way you speak about Frankie, and Sandy? How would you feel, Dave? Be honest with yourself and with everyone else around you. How would you feel if someone like you was broadcasting your daughter the way you broadcast Shanann? I don't think you would like it one bit, Dave. In fact, I know you wouldn't. You wouldn't tolerate it. You wouldn't stop until those channels were down. Because that's just the kind of person that you are. But it's okay for you to do it because it's you. Well, that's not fair. I don't understand why you want to make up malicious lies about Shanann, a person who clearly is a victim of some severe violence that ended in death. And then you do all this victim blaming. You blame Shanann like she was bossy or she wouldn't let Chris speak. He's a 30 fucking 4-year-old man. Don't tell me he can't stand up for himself. He just chose not to. That's not her fault. Such a beautiful night. Dave, I think you need to re-evaluate yourself from the inside of your soul. You're a dark, drunk, bitter man. And you know, I'm going to say this too. You think by trying to hype up your crowd, your audience, that you got some big news. You can't share it just yet. And even if you did, you got to pay for it. You know, and if you would tell the truth, you would have just as many subscribers. Do you know that? If you had a little bit of respect for the dead, I think you'd have more subscribers than what you do. But you're disrespectful. You're disgusting. You're evil. You're an evil man. You constantly say you're here for the truth. It was a cover up. I don't understand what you mean by it's a cover up. The only thing covered up was NK's name, and they redacted it way too late into the case, but everyone knows that she was there. Everyone knows she probably participated in all of it from start to finish until she couldn't get the code to get into the phone to drive the Lexus. I think Armchair Detective was kind of onto something there. But no one knows because we can't prove it. But you've copied Armchair Detective so much. I mean, it's like I'm watching his content. The only difference is he has respect for the dead. You do not. I don't even think you have respect for yourself, let alone for a dead lady. And I want to make this very, very clear. If you look up Mr. Miller, you will see where he had a 45-minute video speaking about your lies about sleeping with Shanann and cheating on his wife, having a secret affair. It never happened. You know it never happened. You do that to try to make Shanann look bad and throw dirt on her name. That's all you're doing. You're doing anything you can to make her look bad. You are the puppet for the Watts. You don't think we've all figured that out by now? You don't think that we don't know that you are working for Cindy? You're dead wrong. We know. We've known since you went down there and you had your threesome here in North Carolina. We've known that you sleep with Cindy. We've known that you and Ronnie bang her at the same time. Y'all make a sandwich. We know that. And we know that you're working for them. We know that. And that is exactly why you get on there and you bash Shanann and you make fun of her and you call her a whore. You say that her kids don't belong to Chris when they do. Like you, how do you know? Were you a fly on the wall? Did you see who Shanann was shacking up with in her bed? I don't think you did. You're just a pathetic liar. All you do is lie. You spread malicious lies because you have nothing better to do with your life. And now that you have your two newfound lovers from North Carolina, well, you know, you're working for them. They didn't like her. You know why Cindy doesn't like Shanann? And if Cindy was any kind of a woman, she'll admit it. But she's not. She's self-centered and she's selfish. And she's very dismissive of her own son. She didn't like Shanann because she couldn't boss her around and she couldn't make Shanann bow down to her. Shanann would not tolerate her selfishness and her ignorance and her nastiness, her bitterness. If anyone needed baptized, it wasn't fucking rollover Ronnie. It was most definitely Psycho Cindy. That woman needs to find the Lord and she needs to find him quick. She's evil. She's very, very evil and vindictive and malicious. She most definitely is evil. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for defending your child or your children. I get it, I do. But let me make this clear. If my child murdered someone, I don't think I'm going to go on national TV and downgrade that person. But she did. She had not a care in the world to talk about Shanann horribly on live TV. And the sickest part of it all is she knows damn well she had pistachio nuts out. She knows she did. She even told Chris, her allergies aren't that bad. I didn't know. Well, then why did you go tell everyone else that it never happened, Cindy? 'Cause you don't want to look guilty, right? You probably didn't know that your granddaughter would die, but you did do it, and you did it to annoy her. You wanted to get a rise out of Shanann, and when you finally got Shanann to the fricking edge, you didn't know how to handle it, so you made yourself the victim and made Shanann the monster. Everybody knows that. See, one thing I do know, Cindy, I have a psycho mother-in-law just like you. In fact, her new nickname is Psycho Cindy too, 'cause she's just like you. She's evil, she's a liar, she's vindictive, she does malicious things. And then she turns around after she gets me to explode. And you got to back me into a corner before I explode. She has pushed me and pushed me and pushed me until I finally exploded, and she had no idea how to handle me then. And what did she do? She made herself the victim and me the monster. Narcissistic people do that. And you're a narcissistic person, Cindy. You need help to sit and talk about your daughter-in-law that your son murdered. First, he cheated on her, treated her like crap, mistreated the children, would not interact with them begging him to. And then he turns around and takes their lives. Disgusting. You're all disgusting. And Dave, you're disgusting for condoning it. Condoning Cindy's behavior and her lies. And we all know you lie, Cindy, because you don't like Shanann. So you're going to do and say anything you can to make her look bad, to take the focus off your son, because you don't want everybody looking at him like a monster. Well, it's too late, Cindy. We know he's a monster. And how dare either of you deny Nico? You gonna deny that little baby, Cindy? Really? Ronnie? You gonna deny your grandson? And how nasty is that? How horrible is that? You gonna deny your little grandson? Such a shame. You can't just let all of that animosity go and just kind of start over with yourself and just let it all die out and be done with. It should have been when y'all put her in the grave, but nope. You all had to talk bad about her, accuse her of killing her own children, accuse her of cheating when she never did. And let me tell you something, Dave. Just because she played up on her first husband who was already cheating on her doesn't mean she played up on Chris. You know, she was younger then too. When you get yourself so far into a marriage and you've grown as a person and you've gotten older and more wiser and more mature, your first thing isn't to go play up on someone if you got a problem. And Dave, we all know you try to play up on your wife. You got on YouTube trying to get any female you could to respond to your nasty naked photos and your dirty perverted text until Armchair Detective shut you down and you ran off YouTube for a long time. Like I said in my last live, I'm surprised you're back. I can't believe you show your face after what you did. And you know you did it. And anyone who wants to verify it, email AD. It's adsubs007 at gmail.com. Armchair Detective could tell you all about it because he was the one who put a stop to you, Dave. I guess you thought we all forgot. I didn't. And I know about it because you messaged my daughter and you sent nasty photos of your junk to my daughter. And we took it to Armchair Detective along with every other female you sexually harassed on here and on Facebook. Like I said, I'm surprised you're even back. But Dave, if you don't stop talking so horribly about Shanann and Troy McCoy, Sandy and Frankie and Frank Jr., and that little kid Cody and Melissa Parrish and all the others, they might form an alliance against you, buddy. And they'll take you down. And when they take you down, I don't mean your channel. So if I was you, and you truly believe that Troy McCoy was involved in a murder, or covering up a murder, or whatever, if you think he's capable of that, and you got the balls to get on your channel and speak that shit to everyone, aren't you afraid to get back to him? Why would you want to poke a bear if you think he's that way? Because you know you're a liar. That's why. There's nothing to fear. You know he wasn't involved. You know he's not that kind of a person. So therefore, you don't care to talk about him the way you do. You're so easy to sit here on your channel and say all these horrible things because you know you're protected under YouTube, just like you said. But you know what? Indirectly calling someone a whore and accusing them of cheating on their husband, you might want to read the guidelines of YouTube because they don't tolerate that shit. Oh, not only that, but if you read the guidelines too, you're not allowed to make disparaging comments, harassments, or threats or defaming statements against the deceased's family, murder victims' families specifically, almost every live you've streamed. So don't be surprised when you get paperwork. And I've seen Frankie Jr.'s paperwork. I know he's got a lawsuit. So you can sit there and laugh and make fun and point your finger all you want. You're the one looking like an idiot. So, people, I just want to let you all know you need to stop listening to Dave, Seeking the Truth with Dave. He's full of lies, malicious lies. He doesn't know any new information. He might lead on like he does for 2 hours on a live just to get you people to donate super chats and super stickers and money. But it's all a scam, people. He just wants your money so he can raise the money to go back to North Carolina and harass the family, the Rusek family, by going to the grave that he is not wanted at. He is not wanted at that gravesite, and he cannot financially afford it on his own. So he has his little strings on the little puppets on strings like you to sit there and get all hyped up like he's going to tell you new information when he doesn't. He doesn't know any new information. Chris Watts killed everyone. He's in prison, bottom line. Dave doesn't know nothing but lies. He's a disgusting pig. So, like I say, the only reason he sits there and hypes you guys up and makes you think he has all this new information because he's in contact with Cindy and Ronnie, Psycho Cindy and Rollover Ronnie. They all scheme together to make money, and that is it. Dave does not know anything new. He is a liar. And Shanann has never, ever slept with Chris Miller. Check his Facebook. He clearly states it because he's tired of the lies too. Everyone is tired of your lies, Dave. Go away. Take yourself off YouTube. You're not wanted here. And if you check out the Facebook groups about Dave, he's exposed everywhere of what a scheming liar he is. So please stop giving him your hard earned money so he can come to America because he cannot afford it on his own. He does not know nothing new. Cindy and Ronnie know nothing either. Chris won't tell him nothing. It's all lies. God bless you all.